So awful that would do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just really cut off in the middle of the doggone thing. I knew not to use my computer. I should have used my first mind and went with the doggone phone from the beginning because the phone never fails, okay? The phone never fails. The iPhone never fails. Sorry, guys, if it cut off in the middle of me talking because it just went haywire for whatever reason. Hey, Crystal. How are you? Hey, everybody. I feel like I was about to say something good on the last little chat that I was on, but then the doggone thing just cut out. I'm like, what does a guy got to do to get some consistency around here, especially with internet, you know? All around, we need it everywhere. Nobody, don't mind the hair, everybody, because we getting it braided tomorrow. It is thick and all over the place. But yeah, hey, I like this better because I feel like I got more, like, I got more light over here. My skin look good. Oh, let me actually, 1 second, y'all, because I ain't putting nothing, I just got the shower, and I ain't putting nothing on my face, and I've been trying to make sure I keep my face moisturized, so we're going to add a little oil, which is going to give me a little shine for the camera, so it's right on time. I rubbed it off because I didn't want to be like out here crazy. But yeah, see, give me a little shiny. Okay, anyway, hope you guys are having a good week. I have been having, it's been a good week, but I've kind of been wrestling with myself all week. And it's just like this, I feel this sense of aggression in myself, and I don't know if maybe like some of you guys probably feel the same way, but I feel like I've been like mad aggressive. Like, look at me saying mad because I'm living up here, and I wouldn't say mad if I was living like in Atlanta or Houston. But anyway, I just kind of been feeling like, I don't know, I just been like real to everything, and I believe that there is something going on planetary with Mars, and Mars is the planet that rules Aries. And Aries is that aggression and that passion and that jumping forward and that leaping forward. So I kind of feeling that really, really strong. I'm not really 100% sure about the astrology of every single thing. Current, I'm going to look it up, current astrology, because I know it's something going on like that with Mars right now, because that would be exactly how I kind of feel right now, just real, like about everything. So I've been channeling it. When you have that aggression like that, working out is good. Doing anything physical is good to kind of release yourself of that, so you don't let it seep over into like your job or your relationship or with your family or your friends or anything like that. You have to find a proper way to be able to channel that. Okay, so let's see. Where is good old, look, Mars is in Aries, so I'm gonna teach y'all something right here. So each planet has signs that it rules, right? So that's like the parent. Yeah, so they'll be like the parents, right? So Mars is the parent that is the god of, Mars is the god of war. So it governs, it's the driving force that makes us go after things, that makes us achieve, that makes us take a leap, that makes us set structure and foundation and conquer. It's the thing that makes us want to play sports. It's the thing that makes us riot and things like that. It's that force, or go to war. It's that kind of force. So the planets move around and they go through different signs. So you have different relationships with the different signs as they move around. But the thing is, Aries and Mars that's like parent and child. So when they get together, it's boom, 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 boom. Like it's just a big aggression party. So that is definitely something that's going on here. It says, I'll read it to you guys. This is on Cafe Astrology. It says, Mars feels home in one of the signs that it rules Aries, and therefore its power is boosted. Our energy is spontaneous, forward-looking, and even courageous under this influence, okay? Our competitive spirit is well developed, and our goal is to win. We are active, single-minded, and confident. Our actions are directed. We instinctively find the fastest way to get from point A to point B. The shadow side of Mars in Aries is a tendency to be impatient, arrogant, impulsive, short-lived, unreflective, and self-centered. So if you guys just kind of watch me walk through that, I pulled that up after I said everything that was going on. So it's kind of cool if you watch that back. I literally said everything that this little thing just said about that, because that's exactly how I've been feeling. So we're going to ask about that energy a little bit. So we can see what's going to come of that, because usually I feel like when I'm in that space and when I'm feeling that way, I check myself to see, is it, you know, I can step out of the video game so I can see myself going through it. And then when I'm connecting with you guys, I know that 9 times out of 10, I'm looking at it from the outside in. And yeah, it's definitely, it's here to be able to push us. A lot of us have had the things around us that we've needed to be able to make a jump, to be able to move to the next place, to be able to put it all together. You're just sitting there with the pieces. It's like you have all the puzzle pieces, and then you're like, oh my God, my life is, what's going on? All the pieces are there, but you have to put them together. So this is where we are learning how to concoct what it is. This is where we're learning how to not only dream it and think it. That's why this hand is pointed up to the heavens, because as above, so below, you know, as be it in heaven as it is on earth, you know, it's the same principle right here. So we can't just think it, okay? We have to materialize it if you want to see it. That's why this hand is pointing down to the ground, so that we can get involved and we can implant those seeds that we get divinely given to us and put those seeds into the ground. So this is that manifestation. This is also communication and communicating to the world. So some of you may be traveling or maybe getting ready to travel or something like that. I kind of got a feeling like maybe someone has some anxiety about traveling to a certain place or a certain thing. I feel like maybe it's something that you know that you're going to have to speak on or speak about or talk about or communicate about. So somebody may be in that space where they're kind of avoiding avoiding a conversation with someone. I kind of got that feeling right here too. But the magician is confident in his abilities, okay? He's confident that everything that he needs is around him at any given time, and that all he has to do is concoct them the way that he wants to. And guess what? If he puts the puzzle together wrong, he'll just take the pieces apart and put it back together again, because that's what a magician does. It's the trick of hand, okay? And we all have this ability within us to be able to manifest, okay? But also remember that we have to materialize. It's not enough to just think it. It's not enough to just think about it and just daydream about it all day. You have to show the faith by walking in that direction in the 3D. So that's definitely something, a message that wanted to come out here for some of y'all here. Next thing, let's see. What is it that we have here? Yeah. And this is where death is here. And let me tell you about death. Never get scared of this card, because we're not talking physical death. We're talking transformation. We're talking restoration. We're talking the end of one way of being and stepping into a dawn of another. And then with the magician here, these are these things together where you have all the things. I think this first chapter of life, where we were before this point, was wondering where the things are, okay? Wondering where the things are, looking outward for validation, looking outward to go, looking outward to move forward, looking outward to know what's next, who to be around, who not to be around, what job to take and what not to take. We're moving away from that, okay? You're starting to understand with this that you have the power within yourself to be able to make anything that you want to happen in this reality. All you have to do is think and see it above and then move in that direction, okay? Because we're not just spiritual. Just spiritual is to just think it and have faith and know it. But when you are the magician, you move your feet. And that's the thing. That's the thing in religion. You know, that I feel like it's so selfish to say up, God, I want this, and then go like this and wait on it to come to you. That's like, you know, that's just like, you know, where's your initiative to say that? What have you done that you're so deserving to stand there and to just receive? Because that's a false sense of arrogance, you know, or a false sense of self, okay? That's arrogant to even believe that you can just say something up to the sky and not move in the direction of the thing. If you love God so much, if you love the universe so much, why not meet that person halfway? You know, like a friend, you say, hey, you know what? Don't come all the way on my side of town. We'll meet up halfway. Why wouldn't you do that with God if you would do that for a friend to go to damn Papados? for my Southerners, you know? So meet those things halfway, move those feet, keep going. And the thing about it is, the trick of the matter is, you'll see how much power you have within yourself once you start walking, and then you be like, you know what, am I God? Because I'm kind of getting through this myself. And that's when you learn you are God. You are acting as God in your terrain, in your world, in your reality, in your experience. Everyone is in place based on you. Every cloud in the sky, every drop of water, every blade of grass. You're so uniquely made that we're all reflections of you, different versions of you that's watching this in a different reflection. That's how we connect. That's why you're listening to me right now, because I'm a piece of you. I'm talking to a part of you that is Christian. And you're the part of you that is you to other people. So when you start to understand that, you start to not seek it outwards, and you just start to do, like, why do I have to do the paperwork? I just want to get it done. I just want to get out there right. You just move in victory, because that's really all it is. That's the war right there. Boom. That's it. With this wreath right here, that's a circle. It's coming full circle. It's coming around. All those things back all the times, because the card before this is this. Let me just give y'all this to note so you can know, because I want you to see the progression of where we've come and what we're doing and what we got going on in life right now, okay? Because it's not just something I'm making up and I'm saying I have a feeling that we're this and this. This is the five of wands. Okay? This is not knowing which direction to go, how to get there, where the hell you were, where point A was or point B. Okay? This is conflict in our friendships, at work. This is conflicts with our significant other. You know, this is that conflict, that internal conflict, that not knowing which way to go. And for some of you, it made you stay, because I'd rather stay here than to figure it out. Okay? But here's the 6. And remember I said that we had the death card there. So there's the transformation. We're leaving from this and we're moving into this. Okay? So that's something to know. If you can instill that in yourself and incorporate that within yourself, and picture it. Start to see it, and start to see it more really. It's time to start making your manifestations a little bit more detailed. And look, just how I started off the reading. I started off talking about the Emperor and the aggression in Mars. This is the card of Aries and Mars. This is all about making that initiative, taking the first step, knowing that you'll be supported, knowing that when you move forward, that every path that you need to be open will be open for you. And if it's not, guess what you about to do? You about to make it. Okay? You know, I've been sitting up here saying this thing, like, all these, you know, we thinking we moving in so much integrity, like, oh my God, I can never let this person, I have to be the stronger person, I have to do this. No, not this. I'm getting there by any means necessary, as long as it's legal. As long as it's legal, it ain't degrading me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get there. I'm going to be friends with the people I need to be friends. I'm going to accept, oh, you buying me a drink? I'm going to do that, because the last thing, oh, no, I can't do it. And we're wondering why we're sitting there and all these opportunities are being put in place, and we're being too timid to go after it, wondering why the next person is getting it, because they're there. They're fighting for it. Where's the fight in your life? Where is the fight in your life? It's time you take the swords out of your heart, all of the pain that you've been through, and you use them back. Okay? I know this is gonna sound mean, because we've been taught, oh, an eye for an eye. Like I tell everybody all the time, if a little baby come up to you and they pinching you and they being like that and they doing that, what you gonna do? You gonna pinch them back. Why are you pinching them back? To show them that, hey, if you go out in the world and that pinching turns into punching, you might end up dead somewhere. Okay? So why are we not doing that to the people that do things to us? Give them that back. It's not revengeful. A parent has to put a kid in timeout, or you know what I'm saying, and they reward them. This is how life works, because when we tell you, you don't understand, so you want to be shown, and I had to be shown to understand it. So this is where you're taking some of this stuff that was given to you, and you're putting it back out. And you know what? To be honest with you, that don't mean that you're sitting up there thwarting somebody and you're trying to ruin them and do. You know where this goes for me? I'm working out, because Mars is all about doing things like that. Where are you channeling that aggression to? Because this is a lie. This pisses you off. This hurts. Okay? Where did it all go? Where is it hiding? Okay? Because you think you're just going to swallow it, and then, you know, it's just going to, You know, we're just going to go, like, we're going to move on with that inside of us to this happiness and this bliss and this joy and this abundance, and we're going to carry that around. You better find a way to let that out, because you would hate to get where you're going and then you have to figure that out. That's not what it's meant to do, right? So we see what else we have here. This is getting pretty interesting, I think. Okay, what card we got next? What we got here? Yeah. Some of you guys could be seeing 11 real heavy. And I think what it is this. We're in this in-between space between two worlds, I feel like, with the death card that I pulled earlier, because there is still this place and this point to where, okay, the dust is still settling. That's what it is. The war is over. The frustration is over, but the dust is still settling. So it still might be a little foggy. Because even when you look at the death card, when you look in the background, you have to get to the sun. Like, you have to walk. It's still a trail there. It's not just, we're not there yet. And I know for some of you, it's this thing of, when is it going to be stable? When can I celebrate? When will we get there? And I think that not being there, looking at these cards right here, it makes you second guess yourself. Oh, I shouldn't have did it. I should have just stayed where I was because I should have. No, you should not have. That should not make you second guess yourself. Okay? And then this loop right here, this is the infinity. This is a sign of infinity. This has been a cycle. This has been a cycle for you. Getting there, getting into space. Now the ground is fertile. Now it's time to bring out those plans, and then you crawl back into yourself. Especially if you're a Taurus. Because that's a habit of ours. A Cancer, that's a habit of you guys. A Scorpio, that's a habit for you guys. Shit, all damn near all the water signs. All of the water signs for sure. You know? So, you know what I'm saying? This comes, then this is this. It makes you doubt the work that you've done on yourself. Like, I've come all this way and I didn't get the trophy, so I'm not a good basketball player. I'm not a good poet because I didn't get the trophy. You think you know how many, you know that they've been screwing Beyonce over at the Grammys, not giving her the trophy. You know what I'm saying? You think that does Beyonce stop Beyonceing because she didn't get another Grammy? Like, seriously, all the other trophies you got, you gonna stop at that? Is it wrong? Is it right? Hell no. Is it wrong? Hell yeah. What are you gonna do? Okay. So stop second guessing yourself every single time an obstacle comes to your way. I thought about this earlier. A message came to me earlier was, I'd rather be overconfident than underconfident. I'd rather oversell it than to undersell it, okay? Because you ain't going to never get a person to come back. So you can tune me down, but ain't nobody trying to turn you up. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like that's my approach, you know, to things that kind of way. So I just kind of feel like your confidence needs to be up, guys. It needs to be up, 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 so that when something goes wrong, you don't blame yourself first. Because let me tell you something about where you're going. Things are going to go wrong, okay? But you're in a better position. I've been saying this. Things may still go wrong, but we're in a better position. Look at this. Look, you're not in this position no more in this life. This is the position you're in now. In the 5 of Pentacles, let me show you. This is the 6 of Pentacles. This is where you're getting back in the cycle. Let me show you what some of y'all have been going through. Especially you people on here who are thinking about money, who are going through it about money and jobs, and you've been going through this long, ongoing cycle of never having enough, living in lack, always losing. You know, people taking from you, people stealing from you, stealing your energy, stealing everything from you. This is what you're coming from. That's the 5 of Pentacles. This is what we're coming out of. See, the help was always there. Earlier, I was saying all the tools you needed were always there, but your ego didn't let you look in the direction of the things that would support you being in the next position. Now you see you have the tools because they're inside. Just like what they need is inside of here. But when we're talking about Pentacles, this is about money, and this is about that lack mentality. It's that thing that I'm talking about. Every time you criticize yourself and go hard on yourself and break yourself down because something didn't go your way. Like, why are you the first thing? Why is it not the other person? It's always you first. Why is it not the system? Why is it not anything? I know that we're not supposed to be victimized and blame everybody. But I'm talking to the person that's listening to this that blames themselves too much. The person who's so apologetic. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to. That you cakewalk on everybody because you don't want them to hurt you. I'm talking about that kind of person right there. You're overdoing it. You're overselling. Okay? And that puts you in a place of lack. Until you can understand the value of what it is that you give to people, you're not going to know how to protect it. How can you be responsible to have more if you don't know what to do with the gifts that you have already? If you don't know what to do with the opportunities that are already in front of you, not behind you. If you're not able to exist in the present, why do you need another present if you can't enjoy this one? This should be your best day yet. This is your best moment yet, okay? But then from that 5, you move into the 6. And this is the shift that's happening right now. This is the shift that's taking place right now. I know everybody's confused. It's coming to a close. It has our emotions all over the place because you don't know what to think. You're having to tap into some things that you're not used to tapping into. See, you could have been ready for joy already, but that's not the choice you made. And it's okay because we all made the same choice, right? We're going to live. We're going to still keep on trying to force our way to work. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't choose to go the other way. So yeah, it does. Shifting into these emotions, changing around all these different passions. You're thinking about all these different things and all these different ways, like a computer just going and going and going and going and going, running numbers. You know what I'm saying? And it's making you be absent. Like this person is black right here, absent from your reality, not being present enough to see you are in control. So with this Mars being in Aries, and me pulling the Emperor card, you are on the battlefield. You are not in La La Land. You need to come out of this state real quick because you got places to be if we going from a 5 to a 6. This is bringing balance and harmony back into your life. Do you live a life right now in this moment that is deserving of balance? Not just because you're you, but are you making the soil fertile for those seeds to be able to come in? Are you doing your part? Are you that person that's folding up your arms? Well, I'm gonna wait on the Lord to come. Are you that person? There might have been Grandma Faith and Papa's faith and Mama and Daddy's faith, but let's get real. Let's get real. You can move towards your goals if you move out of fear. And that's this cycle coming to a close. You see that? All of that is ending. All of that all over the place, trying to figure out the route is clear. The path is clear. You get to choose. You are the path. This is it. The Page of Wands. Here. This is taking that chance after that. That opportunity. Something new. Something fun. Living a life that you're passionate about. Okay? And this is where you go back to a childlike manifesting. You start to some of those passions and desires that you had when you were a kid. Some of y'all have been hiding the fact that you want to be an artist for decades and, you know what I'm saying, and years. And, you know, you put it in this little closet, this emotional space inside of yourself. But you say, I'll never do this again because it didn't go right this time. And my mom didn't like my picture when I was 12. So I'm never doing this again. Some of that stuff is going to start coming back out. Okay? Don't miss the call because this is a message. Okay? So that's that on that, y'all. Like, I appreciate y'all for listening to me thus far. I'm not super done, but we're done with the tarot portion of it. And then I can kind of get into the let me see what messages Spirit have for us at this time, because that was a very spiritual message. Sometimes they're not like that, but that one just happens to be one that I feel like is very spiritual. So whenever that happens, we have to bring out the work your light, because we need to see what Spirit has to say about this. And then, you know what? I'm going to pull Oracle Angels of Abundance card too, because we need to look at this money stuff, because that was very money. So look, can I make this up? Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Take the first step. You can't sit there and God is not a genie for you to chop, chop. I put my hands together and I said it and I've been good. Chop, chop. God, prosperity, husband. Like I just, no, that's not how that works. It's kind of funny to hear it that way, but that's not how it works, So we're going to read through Leap because some of y'all need to take the jump. Okay, y'all are waiting on something. When the magician came out, the magician said, everything you're waiting on, you already have. So that's a message for somebody that's watching this. You already got that. Oh, you know what? Ooh, let me put this down here. I forgot to put my doggone My Cash App down here. That's the collection plate. If y'all liking the good old devotion that we got going here on this good old Thursday now, you know. Cause I'm just going and going and going. But here, let me put that there. Hey, brother. Hey, y'all. So yeah, let's just get into. Sorry, guys. Sorry I had to interrupt myself, but we're gonna get into that because yeah, like I said, some of y'all need to take the leap. Okay, that old way is not working for you no more, where you just stay there and be complacent. And you might want to, because that tower comes down on that, and you need to take the jump before you end up. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the tower card. And sometimes don't think that I'm crazy because I'm actually going to cards, because I see cards in my mind's eyes. So it's kind of, I know this sounds kind of weird, but it's like I see them even when people are like talking and stuff to me. Like I see different cards in my head. So like this, you know, you don't want this to happen. That's what God does whenever we don't move forward. Okay, He makes it so it ain't nothing there no more. That foundation. And I was telling people this last night. God will not build on a faulty foundation. This circle crown cannot go on that square, tower. Okay. And this is Mars energy too. So this is that. Mars is here. Aries is sitting in Mars. So for those of you who don't know what Aries sitting in Mars, Mars is the parent of Aries. So Mars can be in Taurus, Mars can be in any sign. But right now, parent and child are together. Okay, so they doubling up on everything. It's cleaning house. Okay. It's explosive, it's rioting, it's that aggression. But don't think of aggression as bad. It just has to be channeled, just like any other emotion. So channel it into making a jump and not being fearful and not, retaliating and responding to fear. But look, this is what it says. Life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap towards or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or maybe perhaps you're waiting for a big fat signal or instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. Okay? It's scary to let go of all that we know in hopes for something new, and it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising, and right now, this is how you're being called to live. Nature is constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow what once was so full of life to fall away, leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. Boom, 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 boom. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was. But in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear, and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. You go first. Take a good run and leap. And then the next thing here is share your voice, okay? So that's the next thing. So this is for somebody who I was talking about, those dreams, those things that you've had that you put away, that you let your confidence issues knock you out of. It's time for you to, and I'm looking at the King of Pentacles, to own your gifts, okay? To take pride in your gifts and to take value in your gifts. And look at your resume. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Look at your resume of your life, of all that you've accomplished and you've done. So one more thing on there. I think if you count, you've conquered more than you haven't. So let's lean on the numbers, okay? On the results, on the facts, okay? And let's be methodical, all right? And something told me to tell somebody this right here, and I'm going to say this. I thought about this when people, for somebody here, I'm going to give this message. This is someone who gets really, really hurt by, not the King of Pentacles, but the person I'm talking to here is somebody who gets really affected or hurt by the opinions of others towards you. You're very, very sensitive to them. It may be like a father issue or something like that here. Take in what the people say and don't react, because take the truth of what it is that they say to you. Don't let your ego take you out of anything, and you start collecting comments, you start collecting a list of ways to improve yourself, and you don't even have to go and look to go make yourself better. You're going to start soaking up all the things that will make you better from hearing them from other people, even if they try to use them to hurt you or for whatever problems they have. You take those things and you use them, because I feel like for someone, this is with a business, and this is where people will criticize the business or something like that, or they say things out of a hurtful place, but they're saying things that are true. So if you take the hurt away, if you take, you don't even have to tell them this, you can still keep your stance. But when you go home at night, think about the things that they're telling you and see if those are things you could use to take yourself and rise to the top. So hi, hater. Okay, that's what I kind of got to say about that. But anyway, share your voice. All right. Come out of the cave, persecution, execution. So this is where I feel like, some of you may feel like you're, like people, like you'll be attacked or something for being yourself. Like you'll be punished for being yourself. I kind of got that feeling, and I know exactly how that feels. I've lived in that before, but it's time to leave that. That is that attitude and that mentality and that place that we once were in life. We are leaving from that, and we are never going back there again. The times have changed. Judgment Day has come. I feel as though that. I mean, I know we have a different understanding of that because of the Bible, but I feel like we are literally going through those times. This is literally what we are going through, and it's time for us to start speaking up about who we really are, who we truly are. Why is it fair that you have to live a life hidden away from the world of your true self and being in self-expression? Why is that fair? Why is that fair for you to be locked away from your gifts or sharing your gifts? You have a unique purpose that no one else on this earth can do. No one else can be you. Like, that's the one job. You had one job. You had one job. It was to just be yourself. And to be yourself more and more and more and more as you discover more parts of yourself, okay? Through self-acceptance and self-love. That's the journey. That's when you're walking towards God. On that trip, when you're walking towards that goal, you learn so much about yourself on the journey there that it's like you think the Wizard of Oz, the story of that is for no reason. You get that? That's a message. The Wizard of Oz is a message. You're going to get all the way there, and everything that you needed on that, you're going to go all the way down the yellow brick road, because I'm going to see this. And then by the time you get there, you see that you had everything other than what the false person that people have put in place. And I'm not saying that God is false. I'm not saying that at all. But the version of God that is judgmental and angry, and only this person gets this and this person gets that, and I'm so good that I can fold my arms, and if I have this many credit hours in church, that I'm more blessed and more qualified, or if I'm married, I'm more qualified than you because you're single, you're heathen, you're a city girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that thing right there, that version of that is what the Wizard of Oz is, okay? And as it says, there's no place like home, and this is your home. So get fucking comfortable being yourself. But let's read this. You are being called to share your voice. Perhaps by speaking up in a relationship, or through writing, speaking, singing, or some other form of creative expression. We each hold a deep truth within us that longs to be expressed. Sculpted for lifetimes, the voice of your soul is like no other. It carries with it wisdom that can only be gained through soul history and growth. By remembering, tapping into, and expressing in the unique tone, we not only heal ourselves, we also heal the planet at large. When you share your voice, you unlock something in the universe and call a missing piece of you home. Okay, remember I just said that about there's no place like home? Okay, you see what I'm saying? Connection. Your individual voice is the most important, the most powerful sound current on the planet. If you had kept your soul's voice silenced or held back, chanting or singing could be truly life-changing for you. As we shed the layers of our personality and start letting our unique soul speak through us, we discover that we actually have a very clear message that longs to be shared. The more we speak it, the clearer it gets. There has never been a better time in history than right now to rise up, speak your truth, and share your soul's voice. If you feel fearful, know that you are not alone, and the world needs your unique tone, didn't I say that? In order to harmonize. As we each rise up and share our song, we make it easier for the next person to do the same. Express yourself, share your voice, speak to those who can hear you. So for some of you, and I know that I'm going through this as well, there's this shift going on where we're here, where 6 is the number of harmony. So with things, I'm sorry, Raymond, this is, I'm talking about this. I have full reign of my life. And I appreciate the opinion, but let me do this. You go to your live and do yours. So six is a number. Six is a number of harmony, and this is coming back into harmony with your finances. So for those of you whose gift is something like singing or something like that, definitely go for it. Also too, and not just singing. This is speaking. This may be like a life coach or a public speaker or something like that, or someone who's an influencer. I kind of got that feeling here, but maybe it can be something like that that brings your gift is what brings you to this harmony, like in your finances and things like that. I'm messing with you. Do not take me serious because I really don't get upset about nothing like that. I used to, but I don't do that no more. So yeah, that's that. Let's see. I said we were gonna pull because this had money. This was you had like three. You guys had like three, or we had like three different money cards here. So I kind of want to get a feel of what's going on money wise for us. What messages the angels have for us in terms of finances and in this situation. And maybe it'll say something that has something to do with what we've been talking about, or maybe it'll be something that we haven't seen. But either way, we're going to appreciate the message and definitely use application of it so that we can advance in our coins, right? I mean, this is money advice right here. Like, just take it. Even if you don't believe in this card stuff, okay? This card stuff, listen to it, because this is still advice you probably can use in some other kind of way. All right, and it says, block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it is time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. And I feel like some of us with these things right here, this is a part of the holding on. I kind of feel this feeling of like you know, on cartoon when they're holding on to something and the people are yanking them by the legs and they're holding on to it. I have this feeling that some of these things that you know that aren't good for you, you hang on to for that reason. It's not because you think that thing is good. It's because you've let the fear overpower moving forward from that to something new. Okay, so with that, and this is another thing, it's about making sure that when you're going through, you guys, what you're going through, if you're watching this, if you're understanding this, if you're resonating with this, you're going through a spiritual transformation. And unfortunately, we don't have enough information to be able to, I mean, well, it's on the internet, but we're not taught, let's just say that, how to support a spiritual upgrade or spiritual ascension. So this is this thing that I'm talking about for the collective. We're all kind of coming out of this cave in this darkness, and not only are we coming out of this cave, we're prepared. We have to take a jump. So it's like you're going from boom to boom, okay? And in this bubble in between these two is this space that we're in. So to support you to move forward, I always say, like, it's like a car. When a car is like, when it's not running and you have to push the car, like you to get it out of the street or something like that, you have to push your own car. So the thing about it is, at first, yes, it will be a little bit tough, okay? But then as a car starts to pick up momentum, it gets easier and easier, okay? So you have to do the heavy push in the beginning, and then the universe, the momentum will kind of support that. So with that being said, there are things that you can do. Make sure that you're grounding yourself. Like I was saying, channeling that energy into something positive. For some of you right now, getting led to say this, the heartburn and the indigestion and in all of that, the heartburn, upset stomach, diarrhea, all of those things like that, those stomach viruses and things like that, or heartburn and getting all of that, are things coming back up your esophagus, is because of that aggression that you're holding. So remember earlier I was saying that aggression has to go somewhere. These things start to show up physically for us. For some of you, it's rashes and things like that. I kind of feel like rashes and skin, things like that. But anything that there's kind of like this inflammation or this rising of like bumps and things like that, like rashes and outbreaks, those are these things kind of coming out of you. So you can't suppress any one of your emotions that way. So the anger is not aggression is not the one that you want to do that to. Or it turns into passion. It'll come out sexually. So it'll be like where you're just like really going, you really want to go right now, you know, for a little while. So you have to find a productive way to channel that. So it's like the universe gives you this energy to say, okay, you need to start a business. Boom, here's Mars and Aries. So you not knowing that, that's going on, because we're living our lives. We're not looking at astrology. You're wondering why am I having more one night stands? Why am I, looking at people more than I normally do? Why am I being angry all of a sudden? And I'm frustrated and I get mad because I lost my keys, and I'm mad at my such and such because they did this. You're wondering why all of this is going on, and these things are planetarily lined up. Now, what happens when you're knowledgeable, when you listen to things like me on live and stuff like that, then oh, Mars is in Aries. That's parent and child together, okay, for lack of better terms. So the energy is doubled of aggression. So, aggression, that means I can conquer some things right now. That means I can start a business. I'll have the energy. It'll be easy. The universe will support me making a leap. The universe will support me coming out of this cave, okay? But what do you do with that? You have to support that. If we're doing a physical thing, that's very, very 3D. It's very earthy. It's not all in the air in your head and thinking and dreaming and doing all of that. It's very action. It's very forward moving. It's very fast paced moving. So you have to support that physically. That's why we have the clean energy food card here. When you fuel your body with healthy organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. That automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and higher vibration, which attract golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. So for some of you, it's the eating. And like, I never tell people that you can't eat meat. I don't eat meat. I still do dabble with seafood, but I don't eat meat, and I don't tell anybody that. But some of y'all need to lay off the meat. Remember that okay. I want to say, like, how can I put this? Mars in Aries is something that makes us more barbaric, I guess, if you would, in an energy. So I see some of you kind of increasing the meat, like doubling up on the steaks and some of that kind of stuff right there, because it's very, very warrior-like, okay? And it can make us do things like that. Please make sure that you're having a balanced diet. And I always tell people this: make sure that you're eating as many live things as you're eating dead things, I guess. So some people, I tell them, like, plants and vegetables are live things, fruits and veggies are live. And they're like, oh no, that's dead. No, it's not. If it was dead, it would be rotten and you wouldn't be eating it. So it's still live. So make sure that you're still eating live food, because we're already eating man-made food and we're eating dead food. So you don't want to just be eating dead and man-made stuff. You'll never be able to manifest those things down into your body, because some of the stuff that we want is very, very high vibrational, like joy and abundance and things like that. And the more and more we eat dead things, the more and more our vibration lowers as you take and ingesting those dead animals that are slower moving because they're dead. You lower your vibration in that. So make sure that you're eating foods that are supporting the things that we're going through. And also too, is like, for us that have been like tired, this should make you super tired. So if you've been feeling like that lately, it's because you're going 15 times harder in the day, like through the day. So you may be feeling a little bit more tired than usual, quicker, because you're using more energy. So that's, once again, make sure your diet is supporting you. This is the time I want you guys to take a look at your diet and start to go again. And every so often you should do that, because your body is constantly changing. That's why I can't commit to say I will forever be vegan, I will forever be vegetarian, I'll forever be pescatarian, I'll forever not eat meat. I don't see myself eating meat. But of the other three, I see myself, whatever life, what my body needs to support my ascension, this, me being lifted up, I will change to that thing. Okay, so be very open. Don't be like, I'm always eat meat. No, you need to feel your body like a kid, like how you would know if your child like this food, or if your child like that food, or if your child like this. You know exactly what your child wants to eat. So don't just force a diet on yourself and eat with the ones that are like just restrictive, or the ones that are loose. There's something called intuitive eating. So if anybody here is like, well, Christian, you lost weight. You look good now with your muscles and stuff. Well, I don't really have a specific diet. I mean, I can say, if you want me to be honest, I mean, I guess I did give up meat, beef, pork, chicken, steak, beef, pork, chicken. Why'd I say steak? I'm not at Chipotle. But no. What I do is I intuitively eat. So that means I say, what would be good for me right now? Take a deep breath, and then what comes to your mind? Because I'll go and say, I want a snack, and then I'll check in with myself. Wait, do I really want a snack? and I check in. And I know that sounds like, oh, well, everybody checks in. No, you really have to check in. Because my body tells me it's time for some vegetables today. You don't need anything fried today. It's time for some Oreos right now. You should get some ice cream. But I listen to it every time I go back. Really just in this life, guys, and moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and make it easy for you. You need to do everything with intention. Okay, there's a song on like the Solange album where it's like one of the interludes, the last one where it says that do nothing without, I can't remember if it's do nothing without intention or do everything with intention. But that's the way to live, because what you're doing in that moment is you're checking in with yourself, and then you're moving. It's like a chess game. You're checking in. You're not just moving all over the board. You're going, You know what's funny too? Let me show y'all something. Oh my God, like I be tripping myself out sometimes because it makes me want to laugh, because if I didn't tell y'all this so y'all can understand, this would just be going in my mind, and I would have like. It would have, nobody else would have known. It would have been like a joke to myself. So sometimes I'm happy when these things happen in front of other people so I can like share the moment, because I've spent so many times of that, a lifetime of that stuff happening. And I'm just like, I can never tell anybody because they'll never understand. They'll think I'm just crazy. But I'm like, I saw this in my head, or I saw this in my, I saw this already. I knew that this would happen this way. I knew exactly what would happen, but look at this. So not only is this the emperor, like we were talking about earlier, like taking charge and all of that, and we're talking about Mars and Aries, which is the emperor card, but you see him sitting on Mars right there, and boom, what's in his hand? That chess piece, the checker piece. So like I was kind of saying, this is the energy we need. Use this energy to strategize how you're going to get ahead. I mean, you need to be hands-on. I'm talking about we need to be looking at diets. We need to be looking at friendships, at spending habits, at how we take care of ourselves, at how we nurture ourselves, at how we parent ourselves. Okay, we need to look at our relationship with our families, with our moms, with our dads. Nothing right now, nothing goes like when you do when I used to work in apartments, if somebody was going to buy the property, they would have to do due diligence. And then maybe some of you have heard of that before, to where you they want to look at all the numbers. They want to what do they call that when you just randomly check something and you make sure that it's right? Like quality control, but not that. It's called not a review. Y'all know, somebody tell me what that's called, but you know what I'm talking about, where they kind of like pop up and go through files. They pick out random files to make sure that you're doing what you need to do. It's kind of like you need to do that on life, okay? Because you've been in the game so much, you've been in the video game so much, you've been in it, that you haven't been in a place to where you can stop and look at it like he's doing right now. And now that puts you in a position of power that you're able to stop what you're doing and stop being a part of the movie so much that you can actually, do something about it. Okay? And this is the card of Aries. Aries is a risk taker. Aries makes moves first. It doesn't wait on anybody. It's impatient. Those are the bad things. I mean, not the bad things. Some people can look at those things as bad, but no, this is what gives you the energy to make the jump. So do not play with the energy and let it just go to waste. I'm going to keep on trying to tell y'all about when this stuff is at play, so you can, I'm giving you a forecast of when you should be hopping in and when you should be jumping in and when you should be going and moving. That's what this is right now. So, I'm telling you, we're in manual. This is Mars and Aries. We are physical right now. Okay. It's time to you've thought it up. You've dreamt it up in your last phase of life. It's no longer about the dream of it anymore. You know how it's going to look. You know how it's going to feel. It's integrated. Okay. Now you wear it. Okay. And you fight with that as your armor and you get aggressive. Mars and Aries is us putting the foot to the ground, putting the pen to the paper. I don't care what it is. Whatever you start new, it's time to do it, and watch the universe support you, because that's just how the energy is lined up. You feel it already. It's your opportunity to be able to take a chance, take a risk, do some shit you never did before. Like, do something different. And guess what? If it don't work, guess where you can go? Back to where you was before you tried to do something different. And at least you have the privilege of being able to say that you played the game of life for once and you didn't follow what everybody else thought and what everybody else felt about you and what this person is doing and what that person ain't doing, and I didn't get this and I'll wait. No, Mars and the Emperor does not wait around for somebody else to tell him that he is it or she is it. Okay, I got the plan in my hand. I know what I'm doing. Mars is on my side. I'm competitive enough. Now I have the armor that I need. I can play the game. Okay? No need to retract. Because I got a feeling that somebody watching this at some point retracts. I retract. Okay? Go back into yourself. Stop doing it. Stop it. You are on the battlefield. You're not practicing. You're not in sitting down. You're not thinking about it. You are on the battlefield. You will lose your life and your vitality. Not life, like life and death, because you know y'all think that. If you are not paying attention to what is in front of you, you're on the battlefield. Wake up. We're not in the sleepy phase anymore. We're not in that anymore. It's funny, we got the owl. This is that. This is in reverse. This is out of this. We're out of this space where we're thinking it, where we're receiving it. And I saw the high priestess here earlier. We're done receiving. It's time to do. Okay? That's there. This is this. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay? It's time to just be as well. They're standing there like that. It's time to be. Okay? And exist. And walk with what you've been dreaming of for all this time. So, I mean, that's that on that. I think that was a pretty good thing for us to see what this means for love. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll do that. We did it for money. We know that we have gifts that we've been suppressing and hiding, and it's time for us to share that. We've been down that route. Okay, we know that. Let's look at it for love. Because some of you may need to take risk in love. Okay? Take risk in your ability to love. What love looks like. Take a risk to believe in what you feel like love looks like. And to release yourself. Look, once again, transformation. This is the card of death. Release yourself from those old belief systems about it. Because I feel like for some of you, when I was saying it's time to assess again, this is the assessment. What is love now? Not what was it then or yesterday. What is love now? And don't have an answer. I don't want you to have an answer. What is love now is always going to be something that you're going to actively have to figure out. You can be in a 20-year marriage. What is love now? Tomorrow, what is love now? You should constantly be asking yourself that and releasing yourself, because love is renewal, it's transformation. That's why this is the death card. It's always transforming. It's always upgrading. That's the quest. That's what we're here for, to discover it and to keep on learning about it. That's the only mission here, to learn about love. So it's ever changing, just like you, because you are love. So don't subscribe to, well, I used to do it this way. Okay. And if my lovely Libra is watching, this card came out as well, which is the Justice. So if any of you Libras are here watching this is saying, no, you're going to get what's coming to you by being the new you. Don't be scared of holding on to anything from your old shell. Things are going to come to you. The fairness, the karma comes back with the new you. No remnants of the old. So it's the same thing with the Tower. Okay? So for those of you who have been looking for someone, they are transforming as well, just like you. Okay? Look, to show you the mirroring right here, they're transforming with you. They're there with you. You can feel them. You may not see them, but you can feel them. They're there. Okay? This is the Four of Cups. So this is where you don't see it. Just to show you the Four of Cups, this is where it's not time for you to see it yet. Let me tell you why. You're not happy enough. And it's not you're not sad, but you're not happy enough. The universe wants to surprise you. The universe wants to delight you. And what I mean by that is it wants to shock you. You can't compute right now the happiness that it wants you to have. So don't even try. You should just get on board. And that's kind of what it's waiting for. It's waiting for you to get on board with it, to trust it. That it's going to give you something and blow you off of, you guys like to know. It's okay. You're inquisitive by nature. You want to know. All right. But this is it. This is where the universe has that ready for you. It's coming in. But we have to be able to look at these versions of ourselves and decide, okay, that version of love didn't work, that one didn't work, that one didn't work. Okay, what is it that I want? So then you can, look, okay, look, let me get y'all together. So you can, what I've been saying all night, doing this. God, give me this, give me this. What is this person doing here? When your arms are folded, you're not moving towards what it is. It can be right there in front of you, but when your arms are folded in expectation, that's what makes the vibration is there, because what you're feeling like is I don't have. So you're getting more of the I don't have. And that's why people may have shown up the same way. Maybe you're dating the same people or going after the same people, and then the things end up the same way with those people because you're sending out I don't want more of, and it's actually sending you more of that thing. Okay, so yeah. I'm usually not some of you could be dealing with a kind of person, but once again, here's the magician once again. You have all the tools that you need to be able to create and establish love in your life. And it needs to be communicated more. Okay? Like I said, from a place of high vibration, from a place of happiness. Okay? And it just needs to be shared. Like you need to talk to people about what it is that you want out of love, or what it is that you see in the person. Like talk it out. You have to start speaking it. This is manifestation, and I feel like this is like the law of attraction as well. So you have to start speaking about it positively in order for it to be able to manifest positively. Okay, and that's kind of what might have been going on right here. I feel like it's some of like the I don't want. And there's not, and I've said this to my friends before, not enough I want. Okay? Like I keep telling y'all my burger story. My favorite story is the burger story. When I ordered burgers as a kid, only wanting lettuce, tomatoes, and ketchup, I'd say, I don't want cheese. I order a burger with everything. Say, I don't want cheese. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want that. I just want da-da-da-da-da-da. So they heard more of what I didn't want and less of what I actually did. And in those moments, I always got the burger the wrong way. When I figured that out, I started to go back and say, I want a burger with only lettuce, tomatoes, and ketchup. And they made that more times right than they didn't. So this is kind of what I'm getting at with this here. Think more of yourself than to say, I don't want him to cheat. I don't want him to da-da-da-da-da. No. I want someone who is monogamous. I want someone who treats me like this. I want it to be like this when we go here. Ooh, this is going to be the kind of dates we're going to go on. Ooh, these are going to be the type of trips we're going to take. Ooh, we're going to have kids at this time and we're going to do that. You do that in your mind and you be playful with that about the person. Don't make it a person. Make it an energy. It can be anybody, but that's what you're setting out to do. And when you do that, that's when you manifest this in, because now your mind is more attached to the positive that you want, that you can see it, because you're not focused on the things that you don't want. Okay? So, lovers. And that's for you guys in relationships too. Some of you guys in relationships are going through a transformation. If you are in one where maybe you guys are going through a little bit of dissatisfaction, but I believe that it's because there isn't communication going on about about what you do want, or there's too much talk about what you don't want, and not enough listening to one another. Okay. That's that. And I'm sorry, I just had to kind of look at that again, but it's like keeping secrets. Don't keep secrets and I don't mean secrets like, because this doesn't feel heavy or big, but it feels like, I want you to improve on this. You didn't take out the trash. You should have did and you're like holding it in. Mars and Aries is a time not to do that, because then boom, it's like a big blowout and everything comes out of nowhere. Even with the 13th card, this is the Scorpio card. So emotions can be running high. Mars is one of the planets that co-rules Scorpio, and it can be very, very, very striking about the emotion. And at this time right now, with that energy kind of being present, you want to make sure that you don't kind of get caught up in that. Okay, so this is where we are communicating. We're using our powers to communicate what it is that we want in our reality to our partners and to our friends, because when I'm talking about relationships, I'm not just talking about I'm not just talking about romantic ones, I'm talking about the platonic ones as well. So this is where we need to start communicating more what we want, and in a positive way, because it doesn't have to be negative, you know, like we think that it's going to be like that's going in with a negative mindset, and we're coming out of that. So where we think negatively, where we don't do the things and make the moves and take the actions that we need to take through fear and through paralyzation of anything like that, you know. Oh look, darkest fears. So yeah, which is the nine of swords. So this is that anxiety. And for some of you, this is where some of you, and I don't feel like it's something that's current, I feel like it's something that's past, but this is where you feared leaving someone, or you feared leaving certain types of relationships and things like that. This is where you stayed up, wondering why, staying in a loop, staying in a cycle right there, which has been with a 9, blocking your spiritual growth, holding on to that mindset that you could love someone into loving themselves. Because you see this person sitting here unsatisfied, okay? And then when you're with someone that's like that, you mirror them. So look at what it's done to you. It's kept you away from something being it kept you unsatisfied too. That's why those people appeared there, to keep you in, to get you to want this, okay? You're with a dissatisfied person because you're dissatisfied in some area, okay? Or you were with the dissatisfied person because you were dissatisfied in some type of area. So when you go and you make yourself happy and you worry about yourself and you stop pouting about it, that's when it comes. Not a moment before, okay? For our relationship people out here. Yeah, and you're in the driver's seat. That spirit wants you to know that, okay? You're in the driver's seat. You're in the driver's seat. So this is the message here. You're in the driver's seat of your love life. If you want to hold yourself back at this point, you totally can. But you'll only be holding yourself back from what it is that you truly deserve. Okay? Because this is the 4 of Pentacles. And this is where we can be very, very protective of ourselves, very, very inward, and not taking risks and not taking opportunities because we're afraid that we'll lose what we have already. Like we'll lose a piece of ourselves if we commit to anyone else, if we open up. That is a fear, okay? And we have to put some control over that by going inward. This person is able, in this card, is able to see what's going on on the inside, but they have victory over themselves on the inside. It's the card of it's the Chariot card. It's self-discipline. Okay. This is where the need to be secure and to be protected meet up with the need to adventure and the need to go out. So this is the dialogue that we're having within ourselves in relationships. The need to be secure and the need to step out. They're facing off because this card is the card of Sagittarius and Cancer, okay? So it's where those two things kind of meet. Sagittarius is an adventurer. Let's go. Let's get up. Let's get out there. Let's go be optimistic and let's go be fun. Okay? But Cancer is like, no, what if we get hurt? And what if something happens in this? And that's what we're doing in love. So you have to be able to balance both of those aspects, okay? Which is that means that you can't throw yourself out there like a big tidal wave. But you also can't just stick your toe in the water and expect to get anywhere. Let's just take it day by day. That's what I was saying, checking in with yourself with love every day. Checking in with yourself every single day, okay? And that's what kind of puts you back in the cycle to be able to move about in life. And also, too, for some of you, when I get the 9 of Pentacles, which is it's a successful person in business, for some of you, it's meant for you to find happiness in yourself before you find happiness in love. So this is where you have 2 stories going on, where it's one of them is with you being successful, and then you can choose to do another. So for some of you, if you've been feeling like love has to come first, when you master the things, when you achieve what you're sent here to do, you can have this sense of achievement within yourself first, and then you can move on to a relationship where you have a sense of achievement in that. And that's something that life is meant. You can have both of those things. You don't have to choose between one or the other. I know that it may feel that way at times, but it's not the truth. Don't let society tell you that you have to do that. Okay? Pull some tarot cards for relationships here. And yeah, some of you guys, like I said, remember what I was saying? It was like you have two paths here. You don't have to choose between one. You see that? The boom of the boom. You don't have to choose between one. You already have conquered one. Let's go after another. This is where I feel like, wait, that didn't mean to say that like that. Take that back. Rewind that. What the hell was I just saying? That's not what I meant to say. That came out completely wrong. What I was trying to say here is this is the Two of Wands. Okay, yeah. So this is where you're trying to figure out which one to do. Because I know a part of you feels like, you know what, I could have the whole world if I went and got the world for myself first, and then I was able to do that. And then a part of you is like, well, I mean, I could do the regular, what I'm used to, what everybody else is used to, what's expected of me. And then there's the Ace of Pentacles here. So look, with that theme of the universe giving you this opportunity to be financial abundant, because this is the Nine of Pentacles here. So it's a well-deserved reward if you take that path, you know what I'm saying, this unique path for yourself at the end. And the thing is, I'm not going to even sit here and say that it's a bad choice to do the other, because it's not. It's you just have free will. I'm just letting you know what your options are out there so you can know which one to, you know, so you can pick which direction you feel like is more fit for your life. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. I got both of these cards. Some of you are going to want to fight for it. Maybe not want to fight for it. And some of you are. This has been on the battlefield. This has been in that thing. Boom, you in that thing. Okay? I'm liking how this reading is going, because it's just like everything. Look, I told y'all earlier, I said I'm going to use my first deck again. Man, I don't know why I haven't been using Bad Boy, because this is my first deck, my first tarot deck. And I haven't used it in so long, but, oh, I'm so mad at myself for not using it, because it's coming to me. It's like when you use cards a lot, they hold your energy, and this is my oldest deck. So before, I would be doing none of this without this deck first before I ever showed anybody that I could, you know, read cards or anything like this. I learned with this deck. So these messages today have been just like, we've been getting right to where we need to get. All right. And look, just to show you, I was flipping these cards, going through and trying to pick. Look what, okay, no. I do want to say this, yeah. The nine of cups. The thing with the Nine of Cups here is the Nine of Cups, it comes before the Ten of Cups. There we go. Boom. All right, so let me find the Ten of Cups. Because just to show you my message of what I meant, this is actually the Nine of Pentacles. So remember I was saying, this is my Rihanna card. It's Fenty Beauty. It's taking over the world. It's Beyonce. It's any mogul. This is a mogul, woman or man, okay, that is able to have success, you know, to be abundant. I'm not talking about, oh, I live an abundant life because it's one with people with joy. No, this is money. This cash money. You can go to the bank. You can spend how you want to spend. You travel. You have the finer things. You have luxury stuff. You in designer. You dripped in designer. Okay, you icy. You got all that. That's the kind of life you driving big cars. You millionaire. Like that's that status here. And some of you have that as a thing to do, but you have to drop and I see it here. I see it all in these cards. You have to drop the fear, because this is the Moon card of what people will think about you with the Ten of Swords, and you have to let that thing come to an end. And then boom, just to sit up here and show you the Chariot, what I was saying here, you have to take control over that. Take control over that in your life. Take control of your own life. But I was saying, going back to the Nine of Cups, because I know I drifted off. I want to show you guys the Ten of Cups. Here we go. All right, Nine of Cups is this. All right, this is that solo success. This is where you went on that journey. Yay, I did it all by myself. Boom. Then, don't you see what happens in 10? Boom, boom. There we go, happy family with the kids. Rainbow in the sky. Okay? Because balance is brought back. And earlier I pulled out the 11. It's all about the scales. That's Libra. That's justice, bringing things into your life. Some of us, we try to like, oh, no, I'm good. I don't want that abundance. And they're like, it's like if they come to your house with a delivery, they're like, and it's paid for. They're like, I don't know what to do with this couch, but I mean, it's yours. I'm going to leave it here. That's kind of how spirit is with you guys. Like, there's abundance here. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do with it, but you asked for it. I mean, you were the one that was born into your bloodline to get it. I mean, I didn't make that up, so you need to accept it, okay? Because there may be some things here in this that you couldn't do without this. For some of you, the level that you have of the life that you want to have with your family, with your significant other, with your relationship with your boo, to be able to have that, you're gonna need some of y'all got some heavy manifestations with a lot of money in them. Y'all are coined in them because I see trips and businesses, and it's a lot of money stuff. You need to work kind of hard to be able to match that so you can really be able to live that life. Because other than that, you're going to be dissatisfied with it. Okay? It's the Queen of Cups in reverse. Usually compassionate, happy, and all of that kind of stuff. You're not going to be connected to it if it's not the way that you meant it to be. And I hate for you guys to get that far in life and then you have to start over again. Like, just get it right now when it's like this blank space to where everything is not like so concrete anymore. Everything is elusive. You can become who you want to become. You can do what you want to do. Why don't you just do it now? Like, it's just no better time than the present. Okay? So that is that on that. I think I probably talked everybody away, but I purposely kind of did this video like this so that if people were watching it in the playback, that they could be able to kind of hear me work, because I feel like usually when I'm doing these, I'm answering questions for people, and I never do show you guys the fact that, hey, we can all have a message together. So if you're scrolling by this and you're catching this after the fact that I did it or anything like that, don't think that it's any less, that you didn't miss anything on here. This message is for you too. Instead of just doing readings for people where I answer their questions and things like that. I did mean for that to go that way tonight, but I just had a message and I just had to kind of go with what spirit led me to do. So I appreciate you guys for watching me here do my thing. I think that I want to end off with the message from spirit of advice, and I'll read it in the book, and then I will talk to you guys at another time, which more than likely will be Tuesday in case I just pop in. I'm working on getting things a little bit more structured, but that'll be in the month of August that'll take place. So if you are getting a personal reading or private reading, this will be my last month that I'm doing the price that I had, which is $35 for a 30-minute reading, any topic. And I feel like $35 is definitely undervalued for what I feel like I give and what I've been told that I give to people with reviews. I have tons of reviews, positive reviews, and yeah, I feel like if you go out to a bar and you buy 2 drinks for $18, then you've already, paid for a reading for me that can show you some stuff that you may be overlooking. It ain't about trying to scare you. Like, I don't give nobody, 9 times out of 10, it's nothing really bad that can really happen to you that I can't be able to talk to you about, that it would scare you or anything like that. Only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point out some stuff that's going on in your life to get your attention, because that's the first thing y'all need in these readings. Like, boom, boom, boom. Let me tell you about yourself first. Okay, now that you with me, now that we connected, now let's talk about how we're going to change it and get out of it. So that's the worst that it can get. All I'm going to do is call you out. I mean, I don't do the readings where you'll be this on this day. No, some people do that, but that's not the way that I move. The way that I move is like, look, we going to fix ourselves, So last message, one for the world, from the world. From the world. What am I trying to say? Because I feel like that was not the words that I was trying to say out of my mouth. It says, be kind to yourself and others, and honor your gentleness and speak words of love. Now, like I was saying here, we're dealing with all of this. And even as I look at this card, all of this orange, like that Marsy kind of emperor kind of thing right here, still make sure that you're checking in with yourself and you're being present and you're loving yourself and you're healing your wounds that you're getting on the battlefield, even if you're taking them in and you're doing that for yourself in your private time. Okay, just make sure that you're at least acknowledging them. I just believe acknowledgement of certain things is just it really begins the process. If you can admit it, I think the universe kind of really honestly kind of takes care of those things by itself if you can just admit it. So a lot of that is that admit when you're hurt, admit when things are, are not going the way that you want them to go. Admit them to yourself. Now, don't take it out on everybody. That's a different type of thing. But look at that. Today is a bad day. Why is today a bad day? Because it didn't go in alignment with what you planned. Why was your plan more important than letting the day take its own toll? Is it a confidence issue in yourself that your plan has to work the way that you want it to work? Because if that's a confidence issue, then we need to address why we have an inflated sense of confidence. That one of our parents make us, and especially with Mars and Aries, this is a parent. Did a father figure make you feel unconfident in your ability to make decisions for yourself? Like those type of things are things that we kind of are dealing with. And dad issues too is very, very strong here. I was saying earlier, there may be some people who are scared to have a conversation and things like that. Those are things that could come up. This is time where we're reevaluating our relationship with our dads. Okay, so and that don't even mean that you guys are not getting along. And for those of you whose dads are no longer with us, may God rest their souls. But maybe we are reflecting on some of the beliefs or the things that our father probably instilled in us about the battlefield. And think about it, your father's battlefield is one to protect the family, right? The castle, the kingdom, and yours is to protect your own kingdom. So those rules don't apply. We're in a different place than we were when we started out. Okay. So this is just a lot. Everything I'm saying, it sounds like a lot. So it's just be kind to yourself at this time, because that's a lot of stuff going on. That's just a lot of aggression. We're being pushed. You know what I'm saying? Think about what's going on in the world already. We already have Black Lives Matter movements and racial injustice going. We're fighting that right now. You have these viruses and things that are going around and stuff like that. We're still battling that. And then on top of that, we're being pushed to go in a different direction and a different path. So this is where you're going to have to see the glass as half full, because there is really nothing here that is really showing at this point anything other than the world going to hell or going to shit. So you have to really, really walk on faith to believe that there's something on the other side of this. And I think that internally you guys know that, but I think that it's hard to see out of your eyes and to walk through the fire of everything to get through the other side. Okay. But it said this card represents a sensitive, gentle soul with a deep connection to the animals in the natural world. This is someone who tends to feel out of place in a noisy world of busy people. So look, I just want to pause and say, this is a person that's not used to having to do. We're having to do. Now, for the people who are used to doing, they're having to learn how to receive in this place in life, in this time in life, right? So they're learning a different task at this point, okay? You're doing something different. We have to learn how to move our feet, okay? And not to just get the plan and to be in our shells and ourselves. And, as this is Cancer season, this shift is so... Sorry about that. I'm thinking about Mars been in Aries with all of this aggression, and then I just thought about something. We have Leo season coming up, and we're coming out of Cancer. So there's this very aggressive push from being it's funny because I'm seeing it now. This very, very aggressive push by the universe, like for you to go from being within yourself, the Cancer, family, home, okay, to being out there with Leo, to being a brilliant ball of light, like a sun, like a ball of sun, to be very ego based and egocentric. And some people say, well, I don't want to be egocentric. Like, I don't want to be in my, no, you have to. You cannot, this is ego. You cannot do this spiritually. Like you manifested it spiritually. Now you have to walk and you have to be and you have to show up. And this is what I was saying, to just be. Just be, okay? And then that's making me want to actually read that book. So read that what the B means. Where is it? Okay, good. Because I didn't feel like going through it. We're gonna read up on the B real quick. 5 in air. Let me see. And even the 5 of air, like this is the 5 of swords. So this is just still with that work that has to be done. I don't feel like looking for that card, but you know what? Actually, let me see what it looks like in this deck, because I don't remember these cards exactly because they're a little bit different, and I want to see how the 5 of swords looks in this one, because maybe that'll be something that a message that I can give you, because these are kind of like mirroring the same kind of energy. So I want to be able to show you guys what it is that we kind of have to put ourselves in. Okay, yeah, this one's a little bit different than the one that I'm normally used to, but I kind of see this person like being this person being called and being called and being called, like something like a calling is screaming in your ear. And I kind of feel like we're going to have to find the resistance that we have to accepting whatever that is saying to us to move forward is what makes the journey difficult, because that's why it's louder and louder and louder, because we're ignoring the call. So this is kind of that right there. And even with the 5 too, with it being the B, it's still about vibrationally aligning, okay? Your confidence, your heart space, your communication, like we're really getting into balance. But it says the B personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they are artists at heart, they usually add creative detail to overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then they sting. So it says when in balance is content, active, and vibrant, and when out of balance is overworked and annoyed. So still, those things, active and vibrant and content, are all good things. Good things are the good side of that aggression energy being channeled into something positive, and on a lower note, it's overworked and and it's annoyed. And I kind of see this guy right here, kind of with his hands, you know, kind of with his hand on his head like that. Maybe some of you are actually having headaches and things like that. I kind of got a feeling of that too. But yeah, I just think just really take care of yourself and understand that there's a super big transformation going on. This is not just like your average everyday, like this has been going on. This is really like a paradigm shift. And it's when the wheel of karma starts to turn and things start to be a little bit more balanced out than they were in previous chapters and points in our lives. And there is no turning back. You made a choice. You've been making a choice. Now you are living in the afterthought of your choice, okay? So there is no turning back on what you've already set in place. You have no choice but to kind of get yourself out there to do it. And Mars and Aries is definitely something that is going to provide that push for you. So nothing to it but to do it. Leap, jump, get it done, okay? Ooh, I feel like that was a good reading. I feel like that was good. So, and I see that there's one person here. I don't know who it is. If you want me to answer a question for you, I totally can. Being that you've listened through all of the entirety of anything, or if anyone is here and they have a question, I think that if you've made it this far, that you definitely deserve a pull. So please let me know, and I'll wait for about a minute. And if oh, it's my friend. Let's see, what does Spirit have for Deidre here? You know what? It's spiritual. It's spiritual. Oh, you said I'll call you? I'll call you. Okay. Well, everyone watching, even if it's syndicated. I'm in syndication now. Thank you guys for watching. Hit me up if you want a reading. Please share, like this with your friends, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.